Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back. It's Charlie. It is Sunday, February 23rd, 2020, and it's about 4:10 in the afternoon. And I just got back in the house. I had a run and I went to the store, but before that, I just came from meeting one of you folks. I gotta say, this has been a very interesting and very blessed day. This whole week has just been spectacular. It's just wow. You give a little and you unexpectedly get a lot, and it's just I used to when I first was homeless and I hit the streets. Um, Very angry, and I've said this a few times, and my friends can see the difference in everything that I went through and how I was in the beginning, and um, also with the drinking and everything when I was out there. I'm not going to deny that I will. I'm first to admit that I'm an alcoholic and I do have a problem with alcohol, and that I choose not to. And for me, that was my source of coping with being homeless and stuff like that. And not everybody's like that. Some people have an addiction to whatever it is, but for me, definitely the alcohol. But once it's not so much as once you hit rock bottom. To me, it's not hitting rock bottom. For me, hitting rock bottom was just being homeless, flat out. The drinking was just something else that was thrown in. But it just being clean, not drinking. It's just I forget that how at what pace of life I'm moving at. I forget that I'm doing a billion things all at once. And even when I was out there and still drinking and everything and trying to throw a video together and everything, I was still doing it, but I can think a little bit more clear and everything. And life is just so much more. Whereas I used to say that I know I can see a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel. Well, that little glimmer of light that I used to see is just it's the sun that I see now, and it's just opened up a whole world of new friends, information, and the opportunities have been there. Hopefully, the right opportunity will really come up with everything, and I do mean about housing and maybe possibly another job. But and I've said this, that getting another job also is predicated on until where I move and everything. But hopefully, if one comes before the other, it'll coincide with each other. So that I'm being very particular about uh, finding another job. I'm not just gonna settle on another job and what have you. So yeah, I just but I am. That's not to say that I'm not gonna stop going to an interview. The interview that I had last week with Whole's Food, I guess that didn't pan out because the young lady says, well, we have more applicants and stuff like that. But if you don't hear from us by Monday, then we've gone forward with another person, and that's fine. I told him, I understand. I'm nothing special. I can only tell you what I've done and what I can offer to you. So no harm, no foul. It's a big deal. There's plenty of jobs out there. So just like being homeless, just keep punching walls. And if there's no more walls to punch, you just keep punching air until something happens. And that's definitely been a proven factor in my life. It's shown results. I mean, I'm here, right? Look at this. And I've shown you folks everything that stuff that I've been able to afford and buy things that I need, and certainly, most certainly, a lot from all of you. I mean, all of you. I mean, this, the lamp, this, this is, and it doesn't stop there. It has not really stopped there. Sandy, thank you so much. I did that today also. I went to go load up my tap card. Thank you so much. um, I was not expecting that, and it's just, and we used to say sometimes being out there on the streets, we used to say, "Oh, nobody cares. Everybody's just." It, not everybody's gonna come rushing and helping homeless people. It just doesn't work that way. And in the realism of the real world, it just doesn't happen that way. You're homeless and you can't expect to have everything bestowed upon you, or you cannot expect to be helped immediately and everything. And you can't, because you have to help yourself. And my mom would always tell me this, and it's even in the Bible, it's God helps those who help themselves. You just can't expect someone to bestow something on you and just say, okay, well, don't worry about it. Things are going to be taken care of you for the rest of your life, and don't have to worry about it. But that's not the way it happens. That's not the way it happens. In reality, I've come across some homeless people. Some homeless people may think that way, that I've seen, that I've encountered. But it doesn't happen that way. If you give a man a fish, you can feed him for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, you feed him for life. And that's true. That goes with every aspect of life. Everything that you do, you have to do that. And even though I've traveled pretty much to a different, from the East Coast to the West Coast to the East Coast and back to the West Coast, and a myriad of different jobs and everything that I have, um, doesn't always mean that I can get that job and everything. The printing game is not so much there anymore, and though I do yearn for it. The broadcasting gig, being a master control operator, now it's so much different. And I've tried to get back into doing that, but being a master control operator is so much different. I guess also because where I worked in Reno for Cox Communication and UPN and Fox 11 and everything, it was a small substation, but I got to learn a lot, and I got to I got to learn how to do some engineering and stuff, that with just a little bit of experience being a mixer, working with some bands when I was younger. It wasn't anything that I was taking serious. It started off with being kind of a side roadie and helping this and tune that and plug in the reader and get the right key and getting the skins on and turning the right key and just getting the right sound. It's just one little thing that leads to another, and you go from, maybe, I don't know, moving stuff to working in a printing company and stuff like that. But this week has been, wow. I mean, I'm looking at things right now. It's just it's I'm just fascinated. I'm so happy. I'm so humbled. So humbled. I mean, when I see that everything that you folks do and say for me, and all your comments and everything and helping, and Sandy, for that example, that was just, wow. May not have won the lottery, but I don't need to really win the lottery when I have people that just help. I may not be rich financially, but I am certainly rich in friends and employment and in housing, and excuse me, getting mis. I apologize about the sound. That's uh, the housemate. That's kind of a always an ongoing thing, but I usually don't really notice because I'm most of the time I have my headphones on, so I'm either on the laptop and have the TV on. Like right now, I'm watching. Hey, The Walking Dead is back on, so one of my little one of my little quirky shows. But and I've had other people, that says, hey, you're Charlie, aren't you? Yeah. Well, I heard that you got off the street and you got into housing. Well, how did you do that? And I go, well, just you just got to keep doing this stuff. No, but there was something special or some kind of trick or something that you were doing. You got something that you do, or you got some sort of gimmick. It's like, well, there's no gimmick. I just started miserable, cranky, and I ended up falling into doing some volunteer work, and I did that for about a year, and then it was noticed how hard I was working and putting things together and putting events together and bringing in the homeless people and feeding, photographing, videoing, and working tirelessly and effortlessly. And yes, when I even when I was doing that, I was still trying to cope, and I was still drinking, but doggone it, whether I was, drinking or not, I was still managing to, take care of the other homeless folks and everything. And um, getting accolades from other homeless people when you're homeless, that right there that means a lot. That's uplifting, but still angry and miserable. And after an event was over, well, there you go. Back to AM PM, go get a can of beer, and just like, oh, fine, whatever. I did what I did, and now I'm back to my spot, and I got to go get my all my gear, unfurl my sleeping bag, and lay back down on the concrete. And it takes time, and you have to come with terms with yourself and the realization of what's going on, what you're doing right, and what you're not doing right. So it's rough. It's just really really rough. But certainly being inebriated doesn't help clarify your view of where you're going to go forward in life. But we're all different. We all have to deal with things differently, whether we're homeless or not. Just because you're unsuccessful and your neighbor is successful, and well, what is it that you're doing? How is it that you have a bigger house? How is it that you have a pool, and you have all these, you got two cars, and what is it? What are you doing that I can't do? I'm trying to do the same thing as you're doing, and I'm not getting anywhere. Well, really, are you really doing it? It's just I can't tell you. And I've told folks what I've done, and they're like, oh well, yeah, no, I can't do that. That forget it. It's like, yeah, I don't want to do that, but I just want to know, because well, I told you. Well, that's why I said I'm not going to tell you what I do, because you're not going to do it, or else you would have already been doing it. If I have to tell you what it is that I'm doing, and you're not doing it, there's no sense in me wasting my breath. You have to do something without someone telling you what to do right in life. You have to really figure things out. And the dependency on alcohol was my anchor. That was my anchor. And I know. It's just hard. But it takes a lot. The thing is, like, you have a hammer, you have your hand, and you're doing this, and you're going, Doc, why does this keep hurting? I don't understand why this keeps hurting. Well, you got to stop. You got to stop. Put that hammer down. Stop swinging that hammer. And you'll alleviate some pain in your life. And that's what it was. It was not going over or anywhere and going by to pick up a lousy $1.79 can of Hurricane or Steel 123, or ugh, the worst was the Four Loco. Oh my God, yeah. Or going to the 99-cent store, getting a $2 bottle of wine, or going to Rouse and go get a big fifth of Pop-Out vodka. Oh yeah, yeah. But it's just I can't tell you what you should do to get your situation up out of where you are. I can't tell you, look, I am a prime example. Do exactly what I'm doing, and I guarantee you, your life will change. You can't do that. What I've done in my life is not going to be applicable to your life. So, no, you know. But so this morning I went to go check on my friends and everything, and spent a couple hours over there and talking with them, venting to them and them venting to me and stuff like that. It's just we just meld, and on the way there and on the way back, and I saw a lot of people, especially my one young friend Daniel, the chalk artist. Uh, he's over there. He's pretty. This young kid is well, he's not young, but he's younger than I am. So anyone, even if you're a year younger than me, it's like, all right, young man. But he's over there doing what he's doing, and I go, I'm gonna see you for Father's Day weekend over here at the Paseo doing your chalk thing. He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, keep doing that, and I encourage him. And he even said that he's pretty happy, and he always says, "Hey, you still got your place, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." It's like, good, okay, just keep doing it, keep going. I'm like, "Yeah, I do that." A friend of mine from the library, who I just saw Thursday. I was coming back from Colorado Boulevard, and he was coming out of the donut shop, and he's like, "Hey, Carlos, how you doing?" Oh, good. He's like, wow. He kind of stepped back. He's like, I can see the, I can see that you are just so different. The difference in your face and your attitude. And I'm walking, and I'm flipping, and I'm throwing my yo-yo and talking to him, and just doing my thing, and he's just like, look at you. He's like, hey, it's like, yeah, I know. I was just a miserable POS out there. I go, I know. He's like, you doing, you're still working? I go, yeah, yeah. I go, heaven forbid. I would go, if you ever see me back out there, it's because I screwed up. I started drinking, and that's the only thing for me, really, honestly, that's going to cause me to go back out there. I think, it's going to have to take a lot to do that. Not that I want it, not that I'm looking for a challenge or I'm inviting anything, but I'm saying most definitely, if that ever happens again, I will lose everything. I will lose you. I don't want to lose you folks, and I don't want to lose everything that I have. And this week, three people bestowed three different gifts upon me, and yeah, I just so humbled, and I can't express how how wonderful it makes me feel. For me, it's trying to regaining some faith. Not a whole lot, not every single ounce of faith that I used to have as a child, but a lot more certainly than when I first hit the streets, most definitely. But yeah, things have changed, so certainly for the better. But I was kind of hoping actually I would have gotten called back into work, but I'm really, really actually glad I didn't because I was exhausted. The other day that you saw me, I was tired, and yeah, I got to take a break, and ooh, thank goodness I go back to work tomorrow. So yeah, and then when I went to go see my friends, the first thing that my one buddy says, "Hey, so and so got his housing." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" My two buddies that one of my two buddies that um, he got his housing. So actually, and he told me that the one worker's going to pick him up uh, tomorrow, tomorrow morning, and they're going to go look at a couple of places, starting in Compton. There's a lot of things in Compton. There's a lot of places in Compton and stuff like that. And his coverage covers quite a few cities from Glendale, Long Beach, Compton, LA County. So I just really, really hope he gets it. Picks out something. And I told him, I go, well, he showed me the paperwork. So I go, look, you got some time. I go, don't just take the first place. Since you have a wide selection, take your time and be discreet and be happy where you're gonna want to be. So, and he was asking me a lot of questions, and I'm trying to inform him from my experience. And he says, well, is it the same? I go, well, no, there's different programs, and there's different programs, and you may be in the same program as someone, but the applications to you, who you are as an individual, what you've done, how you're doing, is going to be completely different. So you may or may not get the same opportunity or things that person does, being on the same program, but that's just how it is. It's pretty much case by case, individual things. So that was just like really cool. I just thought it was just going to be another morning spending time with my buddies, and I got really surprised. And I find that a blessing to me because, we spent, almost 5 years out here on the street together. So I'm just beside myself. I am just like tickled pink about that. So one buddy down, the next one to go. So again, it's taking time. So that's just how it is with this housing, all these measures, whatever money is coming in or whatever money is going out or not even coming in. It's just a perplexing world of this homeless situation that has really, really engulfed and taken over the state of California and Los Angeles County. So, and I told, I just kept saying, look at me, look at the frustration I was going through before I got in here. So just be patient, just be patient, patience, patience. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, and don't start carrying those chickens before they're hatched. So, just because you got a dozen eggs doesn't mean they're all gonna crack open into little chicks. Some might not even happen. But it's been a great week, and I met. I got a chance to meet someone. And this person's been following me since Facebook for a long time now, and just I'm walking out there and meeting this person, and it's fantastic. I was just so happy, but little by little, day by day, and I just try to take it and easy. Frustrations still come and go. That's a given. I'm not the only one. You folks too. You know what I mean. We all have those days, all those moments. Tomorrow may be right. The next day may be awful. Few weeks, months go by with no problem, and boom, we have a problem. So that's just the way life is. Life is not perfect, and it never will be. Can you imagine how boring that was if we all were like everything was all cool, calm? That would be so boring. That would be so boring. I think so. Life has a way of turning up big surprises. But I don't know. I don't know how to convey anything. I just want to say thank you to all of you, and you know who you are especially. But to all of you that have been there from the beginning with me and that are still here, I know there's folks that have left and have come back, and they've told me and they'll let me know. But I just want to say thank you. This is why it's so important for me to have clarity with you folks, to be as honest with you as possible. That's why I shared my room, to show you what it is that I've had, that I bought, that you've bestowed on me, and because of you, So it's important. I'd rather have the few people and the few friends and not be a YouTube millionaire and be insincere and out of touch with my viewers, and just have so little but be rich with you folks and being honest and open with everything that I do in my life. So yeah, okay. But you folks, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and always take care of yourselves first. Love one another, trust one another, be kind to each other, help one another. Don't take today for granted or any other day thereafter. Live for the moment. Pull down your pants and slide on that ice. It's so important. I think we take life a little too serious. I know I certainly do, so I have to step back and check myself, If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing, what we're doing, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button. Tell your friends and family about me, about us, and what's going on. And tomorrow's Kobe and Gianna's celebration at Staples, and I have to work tomorrow morning. I actually have quite a long shift tomorrow, so I'm really happy about that too. So I think I have a couple of days of a good shift. So yes, but also it's going to be broadcasted here on the local channel on KTLA. And so for those of you folks that are Kobe fans and would like to see us, I'm gonna look for the link and put down a link in the comment boxes down below, so you can check that out. I believe the live streaming for KTLA is going to start around 10 o'clock in the morning. All tickets have been sold out, and they're asking a lot of people not to show up. So if you're local here too and you intend to, please don't listen to the authorities. Listen to them, please. Because right after the services, that day, tomorrow, I believe there's a game and everything's going to be transformed over. So if you're going to go, if you have tickets or whatever, go and enjoy. But if you don't, watch from a distance or whatever. But please, let's keep this calm, civil, and respectful. This is for someone who has really turned a lot of heads also for LA County in the sports section, in the world of sports and competitive sports. So be mindful, be respectful, and if you can't go down there, then watch it on TV or whatever other streaming services or whatever broadcasting services that there is available. So with that being said, thank you so much, my friends. I will upload this in a little while. I think I'm going to get something to eat and go take a shower and go back to work tomorrow. So this should be a really cool week too. I'm going to be working my butt off. So again, thank you so much. And I'll talk a little bit more this week, all right? I love you all. Have a beautiful, fantastic, blessed Sunday. And thank you so much to all of you. I love you all sincerely. You guys are just badasses in your own selves, in your own rights. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Love you. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. Even Frankie says thank you so much. All right. I love you. Bye.